Buddy, welcome back to the shop. Today I got a 2024 Ford Lightning Flash that I'm going to be putting front leveling kit and some 33-inch BFG KO3's. Basically I have the rough country spacers. These are about 1.5 inches thick, but the total lift is supposed to be 2 inches. So it comes with your hardware here. 2 spacers obviously go on top of the struts. It's just being done for just a little more ground clearance because I believe these other tires will fit just fine. So I'm waiting on some valve stems to come with the new sensors in it to finish airing this up. I got it mounted, but I need the other sensors in order to finish this one. We're going to go with this XLT style wheels because the Flash comes with the 20-inch and these are 18s. The overall plan with this is to just use these maybe for just strictly summer or maybe longer trips or whatever for range if there's a big loss, but we're not really sure if that's going to happen or not. So there'll be some testing with that as well. Okay, as always, I have jack stands, the tall jack stands, holding the back up and also the front. The best place kind of out of the way. I got them holding up on the tow hooks. It's just to keep it, so I can shake on the truck and it don't move, because this thing's about as heavy as the TRX, I'd say, but nothing. Okay, we got the front wheel off. So I did take this out, just the 21 millimeter. I'm just going to say this right now, I did the other side already. So that's why this is dropped down, because it's connected. So it's from the drop from the lift, that's how much farther down it is. So there's that. But so we got to get those nuts off the top. These nuts off the bottom. You want your tie rod, 21 millimeter. I can tell you the size later. Just take this big nut off. You can take the anchor bolts off here. That's 21 millimeter on the back. Just take the whole caliper off together, because you're going to want to take this out mainly for room, because if you remove all this, now I know I'm on a lift, so if you can get it up high at home, you could easily push the lower control arm down long enough, even with the new spacer, to get these studs back into the control arm. So it doesn't really matter too much what order you do the stuff in, but we got to start somewhere. Okay, so I took a pry tool and popped this out, because you're going to want this kind of free so that you can have a little more slack than this, because that's a little bit more important. But so there's that. I'm going to take this 10 millimeter out. Now this, you're going to have to hold this because it wants to spin, just to get the nut off. Alright, so these bolts have some crazy Loctite on them, and they're a little hard to get out, but once you get them out, they go back in easy. But yeah, they're just a little pain in the ass. So I'm going to take the other anchor bolt out here, and then I'm going to hang this up and then pop the rotor. It will be next. So we got the caliper hanging. The rotor has got nothing to hold it down. And now there's 3 bolts here. Those are 8 millimeters. So this is a 5/32 Allen, and you just take this. Results may vary, but this thing's only got 300 miles on it, so okay. So that's off. So now I'll just take this big nut out of here. So now we take this tie rod out. Now really all that's left is this. I got it almost off all the way, but I did not take it all the way out. It's almost a little off screen, but the upper part. Almost got it here. I'm gonna pop up in the center. There we go. The axle will push in. Everything's loose. Best is to take the axle all the way out. Now there should be enough room. Push down. Just like that. Alright, so one thing that you gotta do is these are angled because of the way it was in the truck. And now they're gonna have to angle the other way because you gotta flip this around inside. So I put it in the vise so you can angle it the other way. Just need to do a little bit. Now it's angled the other way. So now we put the spacer on. Now, this is a part that I've seen on a couple videos, and I think they're wrong. So what I've seen is they're trying to say that the holes that are marked on the instructions are not right, and I don't find that to be true. So you go by the paper it's showing here. You can freeze it to look at it, and that's for the Lightnings 22 and up, or F-150. Okay, so from what others have said, they said they're having frame problems or something, so they're moving it to this hole and bringing the spring out towards the tire, away from the frame. But I'm looking at mine and it is not touching. So it's close, but it's not touching, and this top part doesn't move anyway. So that makes no sense to do what they're not telling you to do. They're saying that when they put it in there, it's supposed to fix geometry anyway. So here's the finished side. Now, I have it in the way the instructions say. Now you see how there's a gap here, so it's closer to the frame. But look here. Look how close the spring is already. All right. If you put it here, you're going to be at full extension. The spring is going to be hitting the control arm. Right now, it's like right there, but barely. I can't imagine if you put it out here where you would be with this. You would be hitting this way before it's at full extension. So put it on the way the instructions say. All right, so now we're gonna put it in. So You just got to get it started up in the top. And that's that. All the studs are through the top. Good to go. So now I can start putting it back. Alright, so another thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to loosen these, because then this control arm will loosen up. It doesn't have to be a lot, just enough. When it's loose enough, you'll be able to pull the control arm down easily, like that. So when you go to put it back in this, you're not fighting it. Alright, so for me, I have a transmission jack under the control arm. I'm pushing on the stud of the strut, which has a nut on it. So I can bring it up a little bit. Get these splines lined up, and now that it's loose, see, you can just pull it down. You're not fighting anything. And you've got to get the right nut. It might be on the floor. Yeah. Alright, so easily, and that's it. You know, sway bar. Now that it's like this, you know, it's just gonna go back real easy. Rod. And now I'm going to cut it, but I'm going to just tighten all these up. So I got upper ball joint, end link, and tie rod. So I got the ABS back in, and now we're just putting this back on with the 8mm headed bolts. It's probably the first thing I've ever had to where you had to take the backing plate off to get an ABS wire out, but that's what it is. Now, like, we just put the rotor on, throw the caliper on, and that's it. Okay, so everything's buttoned up. Don't forget to get this guy and then snug these upper ones back up. I know someone said you could tighten them while it's on the ground, but I don't see how you're going to do that with the tire on. It's like, that would be like impossible. So, unless maybe you can turn the wheel. I could try that, but I'm not worried about it right now. But that's it. So here it is out in the open so we can see it better. I think I like the XLT or base wheels better than the 20s. Oh, while it was up, I also added some rock blocks, mud flaps. I didn't want rocks or stones thrown up. But I think it's looking pretty good. So I don't know if when people are doing this on the floor, maybe it seems like they're hitting something when they're putting these in and putting the bolts in at different holes than what the instructions say, but you can clearly see that the reason why it's set up like that. So yeah, I don't know, because it's perfectly fine. So I had it aligned today and there was no issues. Yeah, it's I know on the lift it's a lot easier. So on the ground you might not have the. I would just say it's just leverage, because one person could easily do this, because this was very simple. So that being said, I'm happy with the height of it. I did some calculations of range. It looked like about 1.7 miles per kilowatt, which was 30 degrees. So I don't think that's too far off of what the other ones. I'm not saying it didn't lose. I'm pretty sure it did. But for the time I'm going to use these tires, it's fine, because I'm going to run the other stock tires in the summer for when I take the boat out to the lake. Or maybe I might just switch them out when I actually do it. So we'll see how that goes. But please, if you like what you see, hit that like and subscribe button, and there's more to come. Also, I do have a LS swap that's going to go in a 95 pickup truck, so I'll be covering some of that stuff. So we'll catch you on the next one.